This whale is known as shuffleboard. She was first seen in 2008. She has had 3 calves that we're aware of. And Nancy, who is one of the volunteers on the boat, is the one that suggested the name for shuffleboard, and we voted on it, and it got picked. So we always get excited. So when we do name the whales, those of us in the field are going to suggest names, and then we vote on them. Now, what shuffleboard was just doing, the reason why the water looked so green, she was blowing bubbles. Well, there's a winner up on the bow. And so whales will blow bubbles, and it confuses the school of bait fish long enough for them to come in and take a big gulp, and hopefully they get some fish in that big gulp. So that's what shuffleboard is doing. And I have to say to you, I had heard that shuffleboard was out here, and the last time I saw her, 6 o'clock. She's at 5 o'clock. Shuffleboard, 1 o'clock. We're in only about 90 feet of water, and the bait finder is marking a lot of bait in the area. So obviously we're going to see this behavior. Okay, I'm trying to answer this question. So how long do they live? 70 to 90 years is an estimate. And the way they've aged whales for a long, long time is you wait till you find a deceased whale and you take a core sample of their earwax. It's believed that humpback whales put down a layer about every 6 months. So 2 layers is equivalent to a year. So when I say the difference between first seen or born, so if we know that a whale was born in a certain year, we know that because we see it as a calf alongside of its mom. And otherwise, if we see a whale and I say it's first seen, that's the time. Oh, Bubbles right here at 11 o'clock. Look at 11, up ahead of the boat, right here, 11 o'clock. After the fact, it looks like almost a lasso, a ring of bubbles. Here she is, right here at 10 o'clock. She's right next to the boat here, 9 o'clock. You can still see the remnants of the bubbles out there at 10. why not?
जे क्रूज છે ને ત્યાં બી એક
We've had
ચાલતી
so much activity out there.
દેખે સામે ત્યાં બી એક ઊંચી ચાલતી હતી ત્યાં બી
So the captain just was saying to me, the way that the baby is showing up on the screen looks like she's feeding on herring out here. Now herring is a very, very sensitive type of fish as far as how much
હવે આ
oxygen
બાજુ
is in
આવશે
the
પછી
water. If you catch a herring down deep and you bring it to the surface, it quite often dies within a few minutes because of the lack of oxygen in the warmer water. Great example of a footprint out there at 11. So because the shuffleboard is blowing those bubbles before she surfaces, you almost want to scan the surface for when the water's starting to look deep. Now what she's doing in those bubbles is she's taking a opening of her jaw. She has no teeth in her mouth. She has pieces of baleen on her upper jaw only. The way I give the analogy, it's almost like toothbrush bristles hanging down from an upper jaw. She's going to take a huge gulp, and she has something called an oral plug at the base of her throat so she doesn't gag when she does that. She'll lower the jaw and then strain the seawater through that baleen. And what's left behind is hopefully a bunch of herring this morning. Now, baleen is the same material that your hair and fingernails is made out of. It's keratin. I know some of you are seeing that whale out at 11, but we're going to sit tight here and wait for shuffleboard. Alright, I will be scanning all sides of the boat, both sides, towards the back as well. She's chasing a school of fish. She's not going to necessarily go in a straight line.
sorry
Alright, so shuffleboard went and she's speeding over there at about 2 o'clock. There she is. She definitely put a little distance between us. And you'll notice that the birds seem a little curious about what shuffleboard is doing. One of the things that I look for when I come out on the feeding grounds and I'm trying to locate whales is obviously I'm going to look for that glow, but I also watch the seabirds out here, the pelagic birds, because they like the whales to do all the work. Because when the whales will work a school of fish and get it to the surface, then the birds just go scooping in for a free snack. Captain said he really wants to try to get one more good look at that feeding, so we're just going to hang tight with shuffleboard for another few minutes. Great example of a food print right close to about here at 1 o'clock.
If I would have kept talking to him, I would have saw him again. Oh, that's cool.
One of the other reasons that we believe that whales will breach out here is after they have had a huge feeding session out here, sometimes they'll breach and it helps move all of that big fish through their digestive tracts as they don't chew any of their food. And the opening of their throat is no larger than a big grapefruit. Conversation up here with my intern about shuffleboard feeding and what it's like for her to dive up here. You know, if the depth out here is like 95 feet and you dive with females are 45 to 50 feet in length, it's really no different than you or I diving down to the deep end of a swimming pool. Alright, so shuffleboard is way